Hi everyone, this is Dr. Dan Ritchie, president of the Functional Aging Institute, and I have Nicole. She is a single name Nicole, so no last name. So Nicole Gebhardt, our publishing partner, she was a little sensitive that her last name didn't show up on screen. I don't know. I don't know why, so I figured it's just because she's such a big deal now. She's the single name celebrity, so we're going to go with that. So we're going to talk about 8 ways to book more clients. Nicole, you have got the screen controls there I can see. So I'll go ahead and let you start us off and take it away. Thanks for doing this.
Okay, so Dan and I were just talking about this, and I've got the 45 whatever perfectly scripted slides, but what I think we really want to do is use the slides if we need it to kind of just have a conversation with you guys about why book marketing works, and make sure at the end of this webinar that you get it, and that if it's right for you, then you can make a solid decision to go forward in one of a couple of different directions. But Dan and I are in love with book marketing because it does a couple of big things for you. And so if you've been following the emails that we've been sharing over the last couple of days, I've been talking about the fast track. And a book really gets you on the fast track because it starts to speed up a couple of things that you need done for you and your business. And the first biggie is that it speeds up you as the expert in the field, right? So, and that's what you really want, because people pay for the experts. So if you're an expert, like an expert, the doctor, right? You've got the generalist and the specialist. You always hear these references. The specialist always makes more than the generalist. But when you are a doctor, you don't really sell anymore. You start to just prescribe. And so that's the position you want to be in. You want to get to the point that people view you as the expert, the personal trainer who knows the boomer market, what boomers need, or whatever niche that you're in. And so when you have that status, then you get out of selling. And most of us, I know I don't like to sell. And what I really want to do is just help people make informed decisions, and I want to get them where they want to go. And that's a very authentic thing to do. And so what we try to do is figure out how to do that in marketing, and books just work really well on that. Dan, do you want to talk about that? Haha, you put it on mute again, didn't you?
I did. I muted myself, so I felt a sneeze coming on. So
you're not allowed to do that this one. Oh.
Well, I thought I was going to sneeze, so I didn't want to. Yeah, Cody and I first published our book, Never Grow Old, on Amazon. I think it's been 2 years ago now, and then you helped us later relaunch it and get to Amazon bestseller status. But I hadn't really thought, at that time, Cody and I just thought, we want to write a book. We want to get our information out there. We were starting to grow in terms of sort of notoriety, and people were reaching out to us like, I wish we could come train with you in Indiana, but I can't. And so we said, we need to write a book. And that really was sort of your traditional why people write a book, right? I have a story to tell. I have content to share. Hadn't really thought about it in terms of local book marketing until we came out with that book, and clients loved it. Clients were buying it as gifts and giving it away. And then we said, hey, we need to develop a local book for local marketing and really give this thing away. I mean, I've now given over 1,000 copies away in town. We're getting people coming in every week because of the book, right? I can't even keep track of them all, honestly. I mean, even Kyle just said to me this morning, he's like, yeah, I got a new client came in with the book, and I was like, okay, great. So the book is just one more positioning piece that sort of puts you over the top, right? Because people are hesitant to work with a trainer. They're like, oh, I don't know. Should I work with this guy or gal? Are they going to hurt me? Is it really worth it? They sit down with your book and they realize, yeah, this is what I need. And they fall in love with the concept before they ever even come meet you. And so the book just puts you in that position of expert, authority, sort of trusted advisor. So when they come in, like you said, you don't have to sell them. They've already bought, right? Like they've read the book and they're like, this is what I want, right? This is the prescription for me. And so the book just breaks down a lot of those barriers of Nicole's coming in, I'm going to try to sell her, like who's going to win this tussle? I've already won, right? I've already won because they've read the book and they're like, what do I have to do to sign up, right? It's also the easiest thing in the world to give away, right? Because it's a gift. It has value. You show up at a meeting and you're like, I'd like to give 10 of my books away. who is going to turn you down, right? As opposed to, here I am with my special promo flyer, who would like one, right? Like, that doesn't work. But a book is a gift. It has value. It has content. It has authority. And so they're actually easier to give away. And whose business card do you think is going to win? The personal trainer with their headshot on it, or the personal trainer with a full book and they're on the cover with a really cool client? So it's just it's a 10 times more powerful tool than any flyer, any business card, any postcard you can ever imagine.
So it's cool. I'm going to interview you. You've got it, right? But you touched on something that we found that people don't understand. And what we're talking about is we don't want to make any profit off the sale of a book. Now, every once in a while we sell the book. It's great when you get a little check from Amazon and they're paying you $30, $50. And you'll see marketing strategies online where people are talking about how you can get book or rich off of Kindle book sales and stuff. Well, what we're talking about is I want to turn a $2.15 book, which is about the cost of one of these before you pay shipping, I want to turn that into a $2,400 annual client contract.
Right. Yeah. Do you have the image of the Facebook, the Facebook post? I think we shared it in the email.
Oh, do I have that one? Yeah, that's down here in these awesome slides, right? So, hold on. I think it's slide number 1, right?
There we go.
Let me see.
One up.
One up one. I lost it
right
already.
There.
See if I can zoom in on it.
That's Robin's Facebook post. So you want to go one down, I think.
Oh, is it good? The next one. All right.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, we emailed this out, but this is the marketing brilliance of this, right? Like, I can't get Terry Robertson Smith to generate 50 comments on Facebook, right? I mean, she could go on and say, hey, I love training at Miracles Fitness, but even that's kind of hokey, right? Like, she might share a picture of her working out or something like that, but now she's the cover girl on the book, and she shares that, and she got over 50 comments and over 191 likes, and she's fairly well known in our town. This didn't cost me anything, right? I mean, she's blowing up on Facebook, and she's got people like, whoa, your trainer wrote a book? Yeah, my trainer is I'm not even her trainer, right? Like, I'm the owner. Her trainer is Johnny Henry, who she tagged in the Facebook post. And so a lot of just organic things can happen in terms of Facebook. And then, of course, your clients, they get excited about giving the book away, right? Like, I've been telling you my trainer is really cool. Hey, guess what? He or she has a book. Would you like a copy? I've got 2 for you, right? And so now it's a really strong referral tool, because let's be honest, our clients are not the best referrers. They just aren't, right? In fact, I think I've learned this. Most women don't refer their trainers as well as they should for 2 reasons. One, they're a little embarrassed to even tell their friends that they're seeing a trainer, either because they think, somebody's going to judge them because of the cost, or, well, what do you need a trainer for? Or it's going to immediately make their friends go, oh, you think you're better than us? Or, I mean, it's awkward, right? The other reason is, as soon as you tell your friend, hey, you should try my trainer, you've sort of insulted their physique, their appearance. They need to lose weight, right? I mean, it's not a conversation I think women readily have. And so, because for most of us, women are our best clients, we're a hard referral. We really are. So the book destroys all of that, right? Because you can give the book out to anyone. You can give that to your girlfriend. You can give that to your mom. You can give that to your husband. The book is something you can give away, and now the book does the rest of the work for you. And so we've really seen that kind of break down barriers, especially in spouses, right? Because a spouse is not going to convince the other spouse to get off the couch. But if they give them the book, and now they have the option for somebody else to tell the story and maybe get them off the couch.
It moves well, and first thing you do is you take it. What we've done in the book that we've written for functional aging specialists, which we'll cover that in more detail. But we do have a book that we've written for people who can just customize it to finish it out and get it out as theirs. What we've done is we've created the perfect sales letter, right? So we figured out what do people need to know, and we walk them through the perfect conversation. It's the perfect sales pitch in paperback form, and all you need to do is get it into the hands of the right people, and then everybody becomes your sales force for you. So,
yep.
really cool stuff. And I remember early on, I'm going to zoom back out here. Can't figure out how to get a happy medium. I should, 120. Early on, I remember learning one of the keys to marketing in your local marketing thing is to give your clients bragging rights and to create opportunities and reasons for them to be able to brag about you to their friends and their peers. And so a book is the ultimate bragging right. So that's what I've always loved about being able to say, I'm a published author. And you don't have to do it very often. People do it for you. They run up. They want you to autograph it. That's just a weird thing that happens. And suddenly you're autographing books, and you never saw that was going to happen. But people put authors in celebrities status, and it's a big deal. We were just talking about one of our authors that's working on her book who's in a small town. And you were just saying she was probably the only published author in the whole community. So that the media, everybody will get interested in her story. And you can't buy that kind of publicity and interest any other way.
She's gonna be a local star. There's no doubt. Because when you think about being in a community of 6,000 people, odds are she's gonna be the only published author. And if she gets 500 books out in the community, 1 out of 10 people are gonna have her book. I mean, the word is going to spread, right? Have you seen her book? Did you know she had a book? Can you believe? I mean, it's going to be just an absolute winner for her because she's going to be top of mind. She's going to be the top dog, the expert, the authority. It's going to be a really cool, powerful tool.
I always wonder, what the competitor down the street does when they find out you've got a book on their subject. I mean, it's just like they got to cringe, they got to melt, close their doors, right, give up, and then, then they're like, well, should I publish a book too? And then, well, now I'm just following, and, suddenly it's somebody plagiarizing somebody else's idea. I hear that doesn't play well in the news these days. But,
right.
Yeah, so first to market is always good. So, but we were talking about, so the strategy is you give the book away as fast as you can. We've got a great story. I did an interview, and maybe some of you saw it earlier. Put in the chat room if you would, or in the chat comments if you saw the interview that I did with Lisa Wright a few weeks ago. We can share that link too with this at the end. But I interviewed Lisa about how she's using her book, and she did one of the functional done-for-you books. She's down in Corpus Christi, and so she did a book, and she nailed it. She saw the opportunity and got that book out as fast as she could. So in a period of about 6 months, she got out. I know she said she ordered 750 copies that she got out in the first 6 months. So, and one of the cool things that she shares in that interview was she hired an intern or a high school or college kid with a driver's license and gave them stacks of books and a list of all the doctor's offices in town and took around books to the doctor's offices. It's genius. And she's paying a high school kid $10 to drive around town, listen to whatever music they want, and walk in and hand off a stack of books for a lobby that's filled all day long with your ideal clients.
Yep.
So, yeah, so perfect. I'll pull up. We have Lisa's testimonial here. All right, here's Lisa, right? So she said, we had out over 700 copies of our FAI books in the first 6 months, and the results are empowering. She, at that point, had added 15,000 in new memberships that she had directly tracked to the book. And we'll come back and talk about that in a minute. She talks about the great return on the investment in short time, right? And these are $15,000 in new annual contracts, right? And so how long typical client going to stay with you? That's, 1, 2, 3 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, for Lisa, I think it's 3 to 5 years. So the 15,000 is probably going to wind up over the lifetime value of those clients. Probably be closer to 3 to 4 times that, so you're going to be looking at 45 to 60,000. I think Lisa's chiming in on the question.
Oh,
I have clients for over 15 years. On average, Lisa,
wow.
How long do your clients stick with you? Is it 3 years, 5 years, 7 years? So when we look at average lifetime value, that's where the book at a $2 giveaway, and we say we're going to sell a $2,400 fitness program, if we know our average client sticks with us 4 years, right? Sure, we have some that are only a year and we have some that are 10 years, but if our average client sticks with us 4 years, that means their average lifetime value is close to $10,000. So from a $2 lead source, that's a great return on investment. So, so can you put Lisa's slide back up real quick? You keep jumping to the package option.
Sorry, do people see the video if I don't go to the video? Like right now, can you see can they see the slide and the video of us?
Yeah, they see both of them.
Then I don't need to double up. I thought you guys couldn't see us if I went to a slide. Okay.
No, but when you take but when you take the slide away, they see the website for Niche Press. So.
Gotcha.
So Lisa, Lisa hasn't commented. She just says I have clients for over 15 years. So, so she's probably crunching the numbers on what her average is. But I think it's pretty safe to assume that her clients stick with her for 3 years, maybe 4 or 5 on average. So now you're talking about a $10,000, $12,000 lifetime value. So, so if one new client's worth $2,400 lifetime value, they're probably worth somewhere between $7,500 and $10,000. So this is why we're trying to tell people, give 1,000 books away as fast as you can, because over time you're going to generate, oh my goodness, 100 times the return, right? So if Lisa's generated 15,000, that's probably long term going to turn into 60,000. So she wants to get the books out there obviously as fast as possible. So Lisa, the question is, what is your average lifetime expectation for a client? Not clients stay for 15 years, I know that, but on average, how long do your clients stay with you? 3 years, 5 years, 7 years? We're trying to establish average lifetime value. So, so I think
that's a good question for everybody in the chat room. I'd love to know what their experience has been.
Yeah, I think it's safe to assume that the 15,000 that Lisa generated is probably going to be worth that 3 times over long term. So Lisa agreed. It's something like that, 3 to 5 years. So Brett Cohen, Brett Cohen, 4 clients, 10 years each. This guy's clients stay with him forever. So he needs 2 more clients, and his career is set. Yeah.
Hi, Brett. Brett's working on a book soon too. So. Okay, so we're talking about first the numbers, right? So what we're talking about is these books on average, when you print them, they're $2.15. You're going to pay a little bit of shipping, right? You don't need to order tens of thousands of them at a time. So like Lisa and like most of our authors, they order 100 at a time or 500 at a time, or like Dan, I think you're at 500 at a time because they go so fast.
Yep.
Some of our clients in smaller communities, when they first start out, they're ordering 200 at a time. So you're not ordering garage loads of them, but you get them out as fast as you can, and when the checks start rolling in, you order another batch, and you get them out as fast as you can, and use the money to keep pushing yourself forward to get these books out. And another story we have is Shelley on the line today as well.
I haven't seen her yet.
So Shelley's in Canada, and Shelley did a book too, very similar success rate to Lisa's. So if we I think she had 7 months. She got 20 people that did the promo inside the book. So one of the things we do is we encourage you at the very last page of the book to give them some sort of special offer. And ideally that you only run that in the book. And so that helps you kind of track which people are coming in specifically because they read the book, but we'll talk about more of that in a minute. But she had 20 people do the book promo. 8 of them turned into long-term contracts already. So at that point, that was $13,000 in business. At the stage that she wrote this, which was about a month ago too, she had 3 clients that had signed up going month-to-month plans, planning to go long-term in the fall, and she had 5 people that were still in their 21-day trial. So again, this is on top of all of the clients they were already getting in their traditional marketing methods. So what we're doing is we're just putting you in the fast lane, getting you attention, getting people in faster by using a book and getting it out there in the world. So comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just on top of everything you're doing, and I know some trainers aren't doing anything. So if you are doing email marketing, Facebook marketing, this just empowers all of those things, because now you have one more reason to email people. I'd like to give you a free copy of my book. You have another Facebook post. I mean, you can generate a lot of Facebook activity. Shelley combined this with the fact that the person on her cover used to be the TV news anchor in Saskatoon, and so very well known, and so lots of Facebook images, Facebook video. I mean, she got a ton of mileage out of her cover girl, so people wanted to come in to get a copy of the book, right? Which I think is why she had so many people doing the book promo so quickly. And so again, the book is to introduce you and your service, why it is they can know, like, and trust you, and then if you can get them to come in and do a promo, obviously your service is going to do the rest.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the things we do is we look at, when we are working on your plan with you for your book, we look at who can we put on the cover that's going to be the perfect model for you. And so, Dan, you got lucky with Terry, or, well, it wasn't lucky, it was strategy. She used a news anchor. Terry was a former businesswoman. Some of these people will recognize they have a chance to help you, and they're going to get famous in the process. So they're excited. And they also recognize, look, I can help this person. I love this person. I want to help this person. And so they go hog wild for you on social media, and that's what you want. So I do want to talk about, though, kind of how it fits into everything. And so because people will say, well, it's kind of hard to track, right? So can you tell me for sure that if I do this, I'm going to get those kind of results? And, of course, legally, your results may vary. But the book just becomes part of the funnel. It becomes part of the process. What we're trying to do a lot of times in the book is just remove the selling portion of it, right? So they still may find you on social media. So if we look at Shelley's example here, right, the news anchor, I wish I could think of her name at the moment, I can't.
I think it's Trish.
The news anchor, Trish, yeah, I think you're right. So Trish posts on social media. I'm a friend of Trish's, and I see, whoa, she's on the cover of a book. What's that about? So then I find out, oh, who's Shelley? Oh, she's working out with this woman. What's that about? So then I like Shelley's page, and then I request a copy of the book. So now I get the book. But you know what? I'm planning a wedding for my daughter next month, and I'm not the least bit interested in working out, but I got the book, right, and it's sitting on my dashboard. And when I stopped in and picked up a copy of the book, Shelley put me on her email list. And so now Shelley's emailing me all the time, and the book is sitting on my nightstand while I'm busy planning my daughter's wedding. And the wedding happens, the honeymoon happens, I take my break and I breathe, and suddenly it's 2 months down the road, and I'm still looking at this book, and Shelley's emails are still coming in, and Shelley happens to email me a special offer that's a Labor Day special, and I go, hey, I want to do that. You know, that's it. That's perfect for me. I'm going to take her up on that Labor Day special. And so I go in and I take, the 20-day Labor Day offer, whatever she has. And then the question is, why did the customer come in? What worked? Was it the social media that worked? Was it the book that worked? Or was it the Memorial Day offer that worked? Well, the root of it was the book. The book created the hype. But all of it worked together to get this woman in the door when she needed and when she was ready. The reality is life happens sometimes, and this again is why I like a book, because a couple of things happen. You may find somebody, your ideal client, at a health fair, and you hand them a book at a health fair, and you have no time for conversation right there, right? They're coming and going, but they'll go home with the book. They're going to sit down in their comfortable chair. Where's this woman here? They're going to do this. I love this woman. Here she comes, right? They are on their speed and their pace. When they're mentally ready, they're going to sit down in their favorite chair by the window. They're going to grab their cup of coffee or their tea or whatever, and they're going to spend about 45 minutes reading your marketing message that's been perfectly crafted without the ums, the ahs, and the fumbles that we all make when we're trying to, sell somebody sitting across the table. And they're just going to relax, and they're going to read, and they're going to read testimonials, they're going to read your story, and they're going to get to know, like, and trust you in the quiet of their own home, and they're never going to be feeling like they're being sold or pitched to as they go through all of this. And so then they make the decision at that point, yeah, I want to do this. But then again, you're waiting for it. They want to do it, but they're going to Phoenix next week, so she'll do it when she gets back. But the book is a tangible object. This is why it doesn't work as well if it's an iPad or an e-book, and a lot of people want to do e-books and free downloads and stuff. But the book, because it's a tangible object, because it was given to them as a gift, because the person has now placed a price or value on a book, because we know a book is worth at least $8, right, retail. All of these things are playing into it. So now you're an expert author, right? Nobody's considered an expert author of an e-book, but they are an expert author of a published book. So that's why we do published books. Right? So all of these things work together that this woman, when she finally comes in, she is committed to buying from you. You don't want the people in general that are flighty on their decision making. If you walk by some woman, you know, walks by a health fair and goes, "Oh, exercise! I've always wanted to do this. So where do I sign up?" You know, you kind of want to run from that client. You know, cool, okay, I'll take your money, but I'm going to gather that woman is probably going to be on the next flight to some, Curves next week, and she's kind of a bouncer. But the best clients are the ones that are well informed, and a book is just the perfect tool, right? We're going to make them an informed buyer, and the informed buyer is the best decision maker that you can hope for. So sometimes it takes time. The reality is, the summertime people are traveling, so the book again lasts around until people are ready to make the decision, but then it sticks. So,
yeah, yep,
right?
I couldn't agree more. It's not a short-term marketing strategy. It's a long-term strategy, and having them sitting in a doctor's office, I don't know, that could be months before that produces something.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure my business card sitting in the doctor's office, they're going to get thrown away in a couple of weeks. Somebody's going to go through and clean them out. But if I have 4 or 5 books sitting in the lobby, nobody's going to throw those away. They might give them away or let patients walk out with them, but they're not going to get dumped in the trash, So people have not got to the point yet where they're pitching books left and right. So, and like the lady sitting there, it might not be the right time now, but she's still probably not going to throw my book away, right? It's gonna wind up on the piano or the coffee table or on the bookshelf or somewhere. And when the time does get right, she's going to go, "Oh yeah, that's right. I have this trainer's book. That's who I need to go see." Right. So you're going to be at the top of the list, which is just a huge value long term as you think of your business 1 year, 2 years, 3 years from now. If you're positioning yourself as the top expert in your market, then as more and more people are making fitness decisions, you're at the top of the list. So that's going to be huge. And you're going to wind up seeing people come in, like you said, Nicole, and they may not say it's because of the book. They'll just be like, "Well, you're the one I've been meaning to work with for a long time," and you might have to really dig into, "Well, why me? How did you hear about us?" "Oh, well, I had a copy of your book given to me 6 months ago," and then you go, "Okay, the book's working."
The book's working. So, yeah. And what we've done in the FAI Done For You book, where we've written the bulk of the content for people, that's the hard part that we've written. We took people through the natural decision-making process. So first, what the heck is functional fitness? I knew you for years, and you kept saying functional fitness, and I was like, "What is that? I don't understand." I guess I wasn't old enough, right, to really get it. So we cover what is functional fitness, and we start showing them stories, rewriting and reframing what it means to look, what it means to age, what it looks like at 60 and 70. And so we're sharing those stories, and we're starting to bring conversations to their mind in the book that they may have not had with themselves yet, which is, I want to dance at my daughter's wedding. I want to go on vacation with my family. I want to, travel. We have the story in there of traveling to Vietnam with my son-in-law, right? So we start planting stories to have the conversations they need to be having, which is, what does it look like for me in 10 years, 15 years, because my current trajectory isn't good. And so we go through those processes, and then we start to explain, well, this is what functional fitness is, and this is what it looks like. It's not scary. It doesn't look like CrossFit. And we show them how it's based on, right, their ability, their goals and their objectives, and what muscles and abilities will they need to achieve the goals they want. So we just start talking about all that stuff. We're just breaking down objections and barriers as we go through it chapter by chapter. And then we start saying, well, how do you prepare? Because some people won't come in because they don't feel like they have the right clothes, or they need to work out first. They need to have a certain level of health and fitness before they're even able to come in, because they've seen videos and they know they can't do that. And so we break down those barriers. We talk about, here's what to wear, here's what you need, and no sense. And we're going to assess you from the beginning, and we'll start real small. We break all of those down, and then we wrap up the book with testimonials. We've got testimonials that have come from you, from the Functional Aging Institute, that they can use, or if they've got their own, we add in their own, we use their own, whatever. I think Bonnie wins. Bonnie is in Alaska. She's a functional aging specialist. I think she wins with the most testimonials. I bet you she has 20, 30 testimonials in the back of her book. And And by doing that, right, she's just, again, breaking down barriers because people are looking for, well, are there people here just like me? And so we do all of that. And so they're sold. Once they've read the book, they're an educated buyer and they're sold. Now it really is trying to get them in at the time that works best for them. And sometimes that's the hard part, right? It's a slow decision-making process. That's what the advantage of the book is. And then, too, life is happening. And so trying to get them in when it works great for them. And then we get them in and we get started.
Okay, great. One of our attendees, Travis, has a good question. So he's just looking for a couple of the ways we book more clients. So
Let's jump into that.
maybe you want to jump through a handful of your slides to just show some of the simple ways to book more clients.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to share several. We actually have a book. You know what? I just realized Cody has mine because he took it to IDEA. But we have a book that when we start working with you, it's a marketing ideas book and it gives you a whole checklist of things to do. So this is just a handful of some of the more common ways that we tell people to use their book, but we actually equip you with ideas on exactly how to incorporate it into your marketing and to get the most out of your investment. But the first thing we tell people is the moment you sign to do a book is when the moment your marketing opportunity begins. So before you even have it, you get sign on there, right? I just decided to publish my first book. I just signed on to publish my first book, and you let people know that, right? Or I just saw the proof copy, right? And all of that stuff, and you're generating excitement because the moment they know you're going to do this is the moment you already become a celebrity. So we take advantage of that as soon as we can. The next idea we talked about earlier, right, is picking people intentionally to be inside the book and on the cover, to include their testimonials, whatever it is, people who you know will tell everyone on social media. And so we talk about that. Sometimes we have people like you, Dan, you've picked one person. Robin, I think a couple of other people. We just did Beth Pelton's book. Here's one. Here's Dina's book. She has two people. What happened to Beth? Her book, okay, this is an early preview copy. This is actually a proof copy, but this is Beth, so she picked some fun people to put on it, right? These are your champions and your advocates. Here's Shelley's brighter color one we did, but these are the people who are going to be advocates for you on your book when you go out. So you pick them wisely because you want to pick people who are going to brag for you, right, and talk it up. The third thing is you were going to give this sucker away like your big business card anywhere you can that it makes sense. So you're always going to want to keep some with you in your car, but if you're part of a business networking group, and Dan, when we did the marketing boot camp and we were teaching people a business group like a BNI, if you've got that in your community where you're going and networking, these are great places for personal trainers, for fitness trainers. And so what you want to do is be giving away your book like a big business card there. And so anytime anybody else is handing out a flyer brochure, you want to whip out a book and be able to give to somebody if it makes sense. Now, if it doesn't make sense, you can give them a business card and put on the back of your business card that they can stop in and get a free book. But there's all kinds of things that you want to do to get books into people's hands, particular business-to-business clients who are used to helping each other market. Number 4 is to give people extra copies. So in the training that we do, the boot camp training we went through and we were working on marketing in general, we teach people to create a welcome kit for every new member. And inside of that welcome kit, we would include 2 copies of the book. So they're excited the moment somebody signs a new contract, they're excited. And so what you want to do is give them 2 copies right then and say, now here's a couple copies to invite your friends to join with you. And that's probably the lowest point in the barrier that they're ready to go out and tell somebody, hey, yeah, come and do this with me, right? They're looking for friends to do it with them, and so giving out a couple of books is an easy way for them to tell some friends about what they're doing and collect some people to come in with them, which is what you want. Lisa's going to make the stage again with this one, but one of the things you want to do is anytime you're doing advertising, you want to feature your book in all of your ads. So another one of the bonuses that we provide are some done-for-you marketing postcards. And we've got a video on how to use the postcards and how to set up an every door direct mail campaign, which is a service of the post office, and we won't go into that here. But what we do is we teach people, use your postcard mailers, use the back of your business card. I think Shelley had created brochures that she was using, a trifold brochure. Whatever we're using as far as standard advertising, we want to include an image of the book, and we give you that, and a little blurb about stop in or call us to request a copy. And so you turn every advertising piece into a reason for them to contact you to get one of these tangible books put in their hands. And so that's the big opportunity I think people probably miss the most, is they keep their books separate mentally from their marketing campaigns, and they forget, I just want to dump my book into every conversation. On my Facebook page, I want to be sure that in the cover banner up across the top, I'm talking about, hey, stop in and get a copy of our book. And every once in a while in the post, I just pre-schedule once a month or twice a month that it automatically pops up that you remind people that they can stop in and get a copy of the book. And then what you do when you get them in the door to stop in and get a copy, first you've given them a reason to stop in, which is real important. I see all the time where people say, hey, stop in and check us out. It's like, that's an awkward thing. So I'm not a fitness girl personally. I didn't grow up into the fitness world. And if you told me just to stop in, that's just an awkward moment. Right? What do? I walk in and your group's sweating and I'm standing there in dress clothes. I mean, that's weird. I'm not going to work out, so I don't want to show up in workout clothes. And what am I supposed to do? Look at you and get a tour, but it's a one-room gym and there's not really a tour. It's an awkward thing. So it's a nice idea, but it doesn't work as well as it sounds. But if you say stop in to pick up a copy of our new book, now I've got a reason to stop in. It's much more comfortable for me to walk in and go, yeah, I'd like a copy of your book. Oh, okay. So you train your staff at the front door to go, okay, cool. Can I get your email address? We also can send you some more information, some special offers, things we're doing, and would you like to get it on our email address? And so sure, people aren't going to say no, some might, but you put them on your email address list, and now you've got an opportunity to keep emailing them and connecting with them until they're ready to buy. So
Yep.
Then while they're in there, you say, hey, can I give you a tour? You do this, Dan, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's really easy because there are times where, and you're right, it's a tough thing. I'm training clients. Somebody walks in, I can't stop training clients, so I can't really give them 5, 10, 15 minutes. So if they're coming in for a book, I can give them a copy of the book and say, hey, if you want to leave us your email address, we'll send you more info. I can do that in 20 seconds. Mm-hmm. And if all they're coming in for is the book, then they got what they wanted, as opposed to they came in thinking they're going to get a tour, they're going to get all this, and you look like you're too busy with your clients, which you are, and they never come back. So now you have something powerful to give them, and if you can get their email address, then, and you can do that in 20 or 30 seconds. And so you can kind of keep training your clients while saying, yeah, I'd love to give you a copy of my book. You can even sign it for them, right? Which I tend to do, right? So, So it's kind of a cool personal touch that if you don't have somebody who's available at the moment, you can still have a good first impression, good encounter with someone without them walking into that awkward gym. Oh, you're in the middle of a training session. I don't want to interrupt. I'll come back, which means I'll never be back. So.
Yeah. Awkward. Yeah. So perfect. And actually, I hadn't thought about the other one, right? If they come in expecting a tour and you're not able to deliver the tour, it is a disappointing moment. So,
right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Great point. Yeah. Yep. So what you're looking at here is the front and back. Okay, Lisa's here. I swiped this off of her Facebook page that she was previewing it, or in a post that we had. But this is the front and the back side of her postcard design. They're overlapped a little bit, so you can't really see them, but she customized it and made the offer and sent it out as a 3-step campaign. We'll talk about that in a minute. Big opportunity to give them away at health fairs, right, and business expos. The reality is you're not going to get much of a conversation in as people are pouring by. So you want to figure out some sort of filtering system. So unless you want to hand out 10,000 of them at an event, depending on the size, sometimes it is worth it for you to hand out one to everybody. Sometimes it's people who stop and engage with you for a minute that you hand it out. But having a book to hand out for $2.15 will trump the stress balls, the pins and the keychains all day long, and the water bottles. So absolutely the way to go. So idea number 7 is to give extra copies to people who know your ideal clients. And this was what Lisa did. She packaged up books and got them to all the doctor's offices, physical therapists, dentists, anybody who knows and serves your ideal clients. You want to get them extra copies. And that goes for family and friends. It goes for anybody that you can think of to be willing to give out copies of your book. Dan, you've got them on the counter at Try and Run in town, right? Or have had?
I have, yeah, they may be out. I need to check on their supply. So Try and Run has them. Custom Plus Pharmacy has them. Beck Auto Center has them. A couple different doctors' offices in town have them. So we try to get them, lots of different places where they're typically where people are either asking questions at the counter where they can be sitting, or people are sitting and waiting, right? So like Beck's Auto Center, people are sitting in their lobby waiting for their car to be oil changed. It's sitting there on the table with the magazines, right? Same thing in doctor's offices. So haven't gotten any in to any chiropractic offices, but we're working on that. And so, I mean, the options really are endless. It doesn't have to just be physicians' offices. There are tons and tons of places. Try and Run's been a good one. They fly right off the countertop there, so they have them in a stand that just says, take a free copy, and so people grab them, so.
That's cool. And so part of this is getting Ritchie to the idea that, man, Dan, you are everywhere. It's part of that whole wow factor. You're a published author. Suddenly they're seeing your book everywhere because people are talking about it on social media. Mm-hmm. And I do a cool teaching on the science of the brain and the way it looks for patterns and how it doesn't remember time, but it does see patterns. So they may see you in your book 3 times in a period of a couple of months a year ago, but the brain suddenly thinks you are everywhere all the time. It's kind of a cool phenomenon that happens. So books, again, having them out in a couple different places can create a pattern for the brain. The brain gets excited because it sees you in different places, and then it suddenly is watching for you. And it's all cool science. But anyway, getting them out in weird places like auto centers is a really good marketing strategy. And idea number 8 is to make sure that you get it on your website. You can use it as the free book, right? Download, enter your name and email, and we'll ship you a copy. And if they do it that way, they're going to give you their physical mailing address, and you now have a reason to drop them something in the mail, follow up that, hey, did you get the book that we mailed you? Yes, I did. Put them on your newsletter list, all of those things, all because they've gotten the free download from your website, so you don't want to miss that opportunity. You can put it on Facebook, same deal. So, okay, don't want to linger too long on this because we've been talking. Let's go here. Where is it? So we talk about, let's talk about Robin, right? There's 2 different types of books that we do. So we've been talking majority of the time about the Done For You fitness book. And in that book, we've written it for you. Let's talk, here we go. Yeah, we've written it for you. And so what we've done is we've worked with both Dan and Cody to create the perfect, if you will, sales funnel. So let's discuss all of the stuff that they need to consider in order to finally say yes to you, and all the things they need to overcome. And then we work with you to customize, put your preface at the beginning, which is your personal story, who you are, right? Why are you the special person that you are, and what's your story? Why are you passionate about fitness? And we're creating a chapter at the beginning that is where they begin to know, like, and trust you. And so we actually have a writer that we work with that'll help you write that. And we get that in the very beginning of the book, and then we flow through the book, and then we add your testimonials at the back. If you want, we add your photos of your clients working out inside, or we can use the photos that we already have from Dan. But we really have written the whole book for you. But we also do custom books. So some of you might be on the call right now and are thinking about, I have the perfect book that I want to write, that I've always wanted to write. But it's not that one. Do you do custom books? The answer is absolutely. That's where we started. That's still a big chunk or bulk of our business. Is we start from scratch and we help you write the book that will drive clients to your door. And so we work with you from the strategy. What should it be about? And overcoming kind of the obstacles that maybe your clients have. And so we also help you avoid what I call the number 1 mistake, which is people write the wrong book. And I would say more than 60% of the time people will come to me with a book idea that had they pursued it without us would have flopped miserably. And so I can give you an example. I had somebody who called me 6 months ago that wanted to write a personal workout book. She wanted to bring in traffic to her door, but the book was about all the ways to work out at home. It's like, well, you can't have a book about how to work out at home and expect all your clients to come running in the door to you. So it was a great idea. and it would be great to make money on clients outside of your state, but if you're trying to get a $2,400 annual contract, then that's not the book you want to write. And so that's what we're looking at when we start looking at the strategy is what's the book for you, what's your unique twist, how do we improve it to create the book that you want. Robin's a cool story. So this is Robin Robertson. I assume Robin's not on our call today.
Nope, she's not.
She's probably traveling. She's always traveling.
No,
this woman is amazing.
She's not traveling, I know that.
Oh, okay. I love Robin. Robin's up in Bellingham, Washington, and this woman gets more done in a month than most people get done in a year. But Robin published 2 books in 6 months with us. So the very first thing she did is she's got a fitness center, and we got out the FAI Done For You book, and she knocked that one out in 30 days. And we worked with her, put her custom preface in it. She had her own photos in there. Cover photo you can see is real fun of a bunch of people. And we got that book done in the first 30 days, and she turned right around and produced the Healthy Knees Cycling book. And that one's a big book and not an easy book she pulled together, but really nice book that she did. And we not only did the book, we also did a coordinating website for her, opt-ins with special videos that they could watch. She did everything, and we released both of those books by the end, a total of 6 months in time from start to finish. So we also took her to best-selling author status. It was all part of her larger campaign, which most of you probably are familiar with, that she has a certification program now with Healthy Knees. So that's an example of what's possible. The reason we did the certification book, or the the Healthy Fit and Body FAI book first was, I tell people you don't make any money until the book is done. So it may feel great to announce that you're going to do a book, and you start to build the excitement, but the money from the book is when it's done. So we aren't looking for one-year projects with people. We want to, that's so important. We want to get it out and get it out quickly, because you don't make the money until you're getting this book out into people's hands. So we work quickly to do that. And so we can get a book out for you in about 30 days. It really is simple. We've made it as simple as possible. There's a few fill in the blanks, right? And we get it done and we get it out to you as quickly as possible so that you can start getting it out into the market. So, and get your return on your investment. Comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's as simple as soon as you have the book, it's going to start driving clients. And so if you take 6 months to do it, that's 6 months you're losing potential clients. If you take a year to do it because you want the preface to be just so, you're just wasting time and money. So the beauty of this system is that you and your team will get this thing done in 30 days, and so people can have a book by Labor Day, but they've got to get it done. So yeah.
Yeah, they're really, I mean, that's not insane. You can do it that quick. We have just perfected it. So if you want, now if you want to write your own book, I wrote my first book in 7 days. It took them 7 days to get through the editor and the designer, and it took 7 days for a box of 25 of them shipped to my door. So in 21 days, I had a box of, from idea to a box of books sitting on my door. My second book, it took me 5.5 weeks, but that's because I interviewed a whole bunch of people on it. And so it took me 5.5 weeks to get the book, a box of books sitting on my door. And people, people just have this idea that a book takes months and years, but you know this stuff inside and out. And so it really is the discipline of saying, okay, I'm going to sit down and get it done. And when we coach people on the custom books, we show them all kinds of shortcuts to get it done quicker and to get it out the door. And there's a lot of different things that you can do to get it done much quicker, so it's not as scary. But you know what, if the functional fitness book works for you, this one, I would tell you, get it done first and fast, and let it start funding some of the other things that you want to do in your business, and then you can start working on the book idea that you've always wanted to write. All right, so here we go real quick. What's included on this? So if you do the Done For You book, what we do is we customize the title, the subtitle, we put your author name on it. The cover is completely yours to work and rework any way you want. So people, can I change the title? Absolutely. Can I have multiple authors? Absolutely. Do you want to say it's co-authored by Dan Ritchie? Absolutely. Put your photo on it. Do stock art, doesn't matter. We put your story and your bio inside of the book, so it's about you and it's customized. We include your testimonials. We include your business logo, your special offer, whatever you want, and we take care of getting it all customized. And then we give you regional author exclusivity. So what we do is we say there is only one person in about a 350,000 circle population that will have this book, because what we don't want are two trainers in the same community issuing the same book. Right? That doesn't do anybody any favors. So what we're managing is that there's only one trainer that gets this right. Once it's sold for community, it's done. You've missed out on that opportunity. You're going to have to go do something else. You get regional author exclusivity. We're also, and I love this about you, Dan, because you and Cody decided from the beginning you are not here to make a profit on the reprints of this book. And so many publishers, that's their model. They want to make money on every one. And our goal is to get these to you as low cost as possible so that you can hand them out as fast and furiously and never worry about minimum orders or royalty payments that are jacking up the price of your book. So the cost of the book is actually, in the U.S., it's $2.15 to print, but after you pay shipping, it averages about $2.70. So that's what we tell people, it's $2.70 that you're handing these out for and turning them into $2,400 clients. We can do it quick. It's the timeline we find is really based on how quickly you reply to us. And then one of the other things that we've added now is we do actually put your book on Amazon if your title is unique and nobody else has used it. Younger Longer used to be our title. We'd give people if they wanted to use that. But most people are now customizing it to something of their own, and so we'll put it on Amazon. And the reason we do that is because, not because we're looking to make millions on Amazon, it's because it's more of the cool bragging rights. People in your community are going, can you get your book on Amazon? And we want you to say, yeah, go buy it, and then Amazon mails you a check, and it's your account and it's your check when it comes. So we do give you the Amazon account. So there are a couple of packaging deals, and you can see these on the website. We have two different offers. By far the most popular and the biggest one we recommend is this one on the left, and it is $7.99 times 3 payments, and that's exactly what we've talked about, where we've done the bulk of the work for you, and then we customize the pieces and completely redesign the cover of the jacket and make it yours. And so in that one, everything we've talked about before is standard and included, and so we just take care of it for you. The other one, we find sometimes people want to take it and they want to massage the content and rewrite it and change some of the terms. And so if you really want the master file and you want to just edit it in any way you want, then you can edit to your heart's delight with the other package. And we then take it back through the editor. It goes back through the design process. That's why it's more, it is not, we have to go back through and have everything reformatted to make sure that there are no errors, because we want you to have a professional piece. So that's what you're paying for in the other package. But we really want people to consider this first one on the left, which is the standard package. And everything is designed start to finish to sell for you. We do have a lesser package that we actually talked about at the summit. Haven't had a lot of interest in it, so it's not on here. But if you want to get in and you're really interested in this and budget is a big concern, we do have a package that totals out at $14.99. And in that package, we are not editing anything on the interior. So we customize the cover for you. We put your logo and your branding information on the back. I have a copy of it here. So you can put any branding you want on the back of the book, but inside of the pages, these don't change at all. So in that package, you lose the ability to put your own testimonials inside of it, but you do have a piece of book for less that you can hand out. You can have a nice book to hand out and get going right away if budget is a concern. Okay, but there's some things that come with that. I always, you're in the marketing world, you have to throw in the bonuses, right? But these bonuses are really designed to make sure that you make the most of this. The first is you get this idea book right away. We actually ship it to you. It's a real tangible idea book that you're going to get from us. It's got examples of several other people that have done FAI books and their prefaces, so you can see what other people have done and get ideas for your own preface. We also give you examples of their bios and their profile pictures, so you can get inspiration for your own. We give you their testimonial examples too, because sometimes you'll read testimonials from other trainers. You go, oh, I have a guy that could give me a testimonial like that, and so you pick up the phone and you say, hey Bob, you know what, could you write a testimonial for me about this? And Bob's willing then to do it. So we share the examples for that as well. We give you a distribution worksheet so you can plan how many books to order and what to do with them on the day your box shows up. We give you checklists with EBC to implement ideas to make sure you're taking advantage of all the opportunities. We even give you a sample press release draft if you want to do a local press release. If that is of interest to you and you think your media would pick it up, then we've got that. And so we do request that it's a local press release only. We don't want you announcing to the world your book if it looks like somebody else's. So, but if you want to do a local press release, the draft is in there, and it's a huge opportunity to get on your local news. Dan, you did that for a long time. You were a regular on the local news.
Yeah, for 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah, you're still famous for it. People still think they see you on it.
Yeah, it's funny that you're like, oh, I saw you on the news. I'm like, okay, that was at least 2 years ago.
That's the brain.
Yeah.
It's the brain going, I saw a pattern.
Yep.
So, all right. I mentioned this before. We do have Kathy. One of the things we found is people were really struggling with writing just the preface, the one chapter that they have to write at the beginning of the book, and it was just really hard. And that's why we tell people, if you can use this functional fitness book, use it, because some people really struggle with writing a book. And so we found people are struggling with the preface, and so we hired Kathy. And Kathy, this is included in your package. She's going to call you and do a phone interview and then draft your preface for you so that you're not struggling with that. So we're just removing the obstacles, trying to get it out the door. She'll write your bio for you as well. She doesn't go back and forth and tweak it, but she will get you a solid version that you can use as is or tweak yourself to get it done quickly. And then finally, we talk about, these are what Lisa had customized earlier, but we do the 3-step postcard templates. And we've included not only these templates, we give you the master design files, we give you a video on how to use them, we show you how to do the post office's every door direct mail. I know Canada has a version of this as well. So we've set everything up. So if you want to do a postcard mailer to the neighbors near you that are perfect candidates, you can do that, and we've given you this. This alone right here is just worth several $100s. I know I spent hours writing the copy for these and then getting them all ready, because this isn't cheap to get done on your own. And so what we've done is done it for you to remove the barriers. What you're seeing here is across the top are 3 cover designs, and then there's a couple of options on the back. The one you want is the one with your book and the text about that. And you get them out the door and you start shipping them, and you're driving people into your door to pick up a book. So that's it. Probably ought to talk about a deadline though, Dan.
Yeah, we're closing the doors on this, aren't we?
So yeah, we're closing the doors Tuesday. So I've got some other things. Our team has some other things that we need to start working on for the fall. So what we're going to do is close the doors on this offer. If you want to do this, you need to act soon. We're going to close the doors on this Tuesday. And what you need to do is just go over to the website, which apparently you can see if I'm here, right?
Yep.
This is the website. Okay. This is the website where the first thing I would encourage you to do is go here and click on this big red button to read a sample PDF. That's what you're going to get a download on that. And that is the template. May not be the latest version, but it's close to the latest version of what we're using. And you'll see it says insert your preface here, put your testimonials here, and it's highlighted where the areas we're going to customize it for you. So get that sample PDF, read the book for yourself, see what we've done, see if it would work for you and your business. Oh, hello, there's the dog. And you can read through here some more ideas on how to use it to market. You see we customize the cover for you. There's the packages, some testimonials. We've got Robin on here, Shelley, and Lisa. Right here is where you want to be. If you want to click on this, you can watch Lisa's interview right here, the video interview that we did, and get some more great ideas on how she's using the video to, how she's using the book to get more clients. We've got the ideas video, frequently asked questions, things like that. Everything is right here on the website at nichepressworks.com/FAI.
Yeah, I put the website in the chat box so everybody can click the link there live if they want. nichepressworks.com/FAI. We probably only have about 4 minutes for questions. Sorry. If people want to ask questions, fire away at us with questions on the book. Anything you want to ask, but yeah, you really should check out the website, because what do we got there? 5 days, 8 hours, and counting. So so for those of you left on live, if you have any questions on the book or any questions for me or Nicole, fire away now.
Where's she going?
Are
we good?
I'm not seeing too many questions come in, so maybe you covered it really, really well, or people just don't want to ask questions.
They all left.
Let's
Yeah.
give them. No, they're still here.
Uh,
So Travis asks, is this offer gone for good, or will it come back later? Um,
yeah.
yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, Dan, what do you think?
That's a good question. I guess it depends on how busy Nicole, your publishing team, gets with other projects. My hunch is we'll open it up again next year, so 2017. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think
It's yeah. I think it's something we'll bring back because I think there are people that are going to want it, and we have enough functional aging specialists that will want it. But if you're looking to get it for this fall, or even if you're looking to have it for your grand opening January events, you need to get on it now.
yeah. What we're going to do is we'll put a waiting list for people, so when it's closed, there will be a waiting list. Yeah, we've got some other things that we need to focus on, and it doesn't suit us well to do too many things at once. What we're finding is it confuses some of our team. So
Yeah,
we've got some
sure.
other things that we want to focus on. So will we bring it back? Absolutely. Will it be at this price? Maybe, maybe not.
And depends
That's
how big your waiting list is.
it depends on how big the waiting list is. Yeah, our custom book business is growing, and so we're going to focus some time and effort on growing that and doing some things there. So it's not gone forever. Well, I'm sure the success that we've had for people with this is real important to us, and so we'll be back. But if you can and it's right and it makes sense for you to do it anytime yet this year, now is your chance, right? And so.
Great question from WC. Does the website say what regional territories are still open?
No, it doesn't. Crystal is my project manager. She is the magical keeper of the list. I know the one area we have the most challenge with right now is LA.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the bigger cities have some people that are there. But I know LA is the one that if you're in the LA territory, you should sweat it. And then some other areas, I don't know the answer to that. So what we do is download the PDFs, shoot us an email, reply to that and shoot us an email, let us know what city you're in, and we can check to make sure it's available. It's a 350,000 population, so in LA that's about a half-hour driving distance. In Indiana, that's about, an hour's driving distance. So that's how we determine that.
Lisa Wright, just a comment, says, and the special price increased since 2015, so it will probably increase by 2017. Clever girl. She's probably correct on that. As trends with all things, not much is getting cheaper these days. So Travis, I think we answered his question. I think he's interested in doing the book later, perhaps. I think he is in the LA area. So Travis, you probably want to check your territory because the LA area down to Orange County seems to be the most crowded with interest and people gobbling up territories. So if there aren't any other questions, Nicole, thanks so much for partnering with FAI on this so we can get more expert authors out there, really so they can get more clients. Because for us, that's really what it's about, people having more clients so they can change more lives. So thanks for all you've done to help us.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Have a great week. And I will see you. Download the PDF. Shoot me an email. Let me know if you have any questions. Be happy to help you.
Yeah, again, it's nichepressworks.com/FAI. And I think you can watch the recording there with Lisa as well. So long, everyone.
Yeah.